Let me tell you a little story. A few weeks ago, I was working with a client who sighed and said, Deanna, I feel like I'm moving in circles. I try to get things done, but life is just too full. By the time I get started, something else pulls me away, and I never feel like I'm making real progress. Does that sound familiar? I know, I felt that way too. We're all juggling so much work, family, commitments, even just the everyday maintenance of life. And when it piles up, we start believing the only way forward is a giant leap. A full weekend of decluttering, a month long reset, and a brand new system. But the truth is, progress doesn't usually happen in giant leaps. It happens little by little. And little by little is exactly what got me here sitting behind this mic today. Welcome, friends, to Organizing with Ease. I'm your host, Deanna Mall, and if this is your first time listening, I welcome you. I'm glad that you're here. This is the space where we simplify step by step and create homes and lives that feel lighter, calmer, and easier. And if you've been with me for a while, maybe you've caught 20 episodes, maybe 100, or maybe you've been listening since the beginning, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. Whether you've tuned in once or every single week, your support and encouragement are what makes this community. And today is very special because we're celebrating episode 180. Some of you remember when this podcast wasn't just me. It started with two women, two microphones, plenty of coffee, and lots of laughter as we figured it all out. Then life shifted, as it always does, and I had to choose stop or keep going. And I chose to keep going, one small step at a time, one episode at a time. And now, here we are, which is why I feel that today's theme is going to be perfect, little by little, making progress when life is full. Because this milestone itself is proof that steady steps add up. So why do we wait for the perfect time? Well, let's see. How many times have you said, I'll wait until things calm down before starting something? Or the garage will get tackled when there's a free weekend. The closets will get organized when the kids are back in school. The guest room will be cleared when the family is visiting. But here's the secret no one tells us. Life actually doesn't really calm down. Sorry to tell you, but it's true. The calendar doesn't magically open up, the weekend doesn't suddenly appear. In the Harvard Business Review, they found that people are far more motivated by small, consistent wins than by big breakthroughs. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Think about brushing your teeth. You don't say, I'll brush my teeth for 30 minutes once a month and call it good and I don't need to go to the dentist. Sorry. You brush for 2 minutes every single day, and that's what keeps your teeth healthy. Same with fitness. A single 10-mile run doesn't make you fit. It does keep you healthy, but it doesn't really make you fit. If you think about it, you have to really work yourself up to that 10-mile run, right? But a 20-minute walk every day, that builds strength and lowers stress. As John Wooden once said, when you improve a little each day, eventually big things occur. And that's the truth. The little daily things are what change your life. One client I will never forget had a garage. I'm laughing because it still to this day makes me funny. It makes me laugh and funny. It's just funny how she named it her garage. She named her garage Monster. It was so full that she couldn't even open the door without feeling her chest caving in and getting tight. She told me, I need a whole weekend to clear this out. But every weekend is filled up with sports, errands, and family commitments. The garage stayed shut. Finally, I said, what if we tried 15 to 30 minutes instead? She gave me that look of, you know, I know that you have said that, but are you kidding me, Deanna? 15 to 30 minutes won't even make a dent. But she agreed to try. So what did we do? We did day one box, day two, another. By the end of the month, she sent me a photo and said, you know what? I can actually slowly see the floor. By the end of the entire project, 2 months in, because remember, we're going by time frames, right? So it's not at like done by 1 week, end of the month. But yes, can this happen? Sure. But she actually took the long way because of all the other commitments over the weekend. But the thing was, the garage was clear. Another client had thousands of digital photos and emails, and she told me, I'm hopeless. It's hopeless, Deanna. So we set a rule. Give yourself 5, 15, 25 minutes a day. Delete those photos, maybe just 50 photos. Unsubscribe from 3 to emails. One night, she said that she was actually working on her phone and deleted over 200 photos in about 25 minutes. That's huge. That is such a huge accomplishment. And what did we do? We celebrated the small wins. And she made it work, whereby she took on that set rule that we did, and she's going to be able to accomplish what her goal is as far as getting rid of all of those additional photos and unsubscribing from those emails that keep always popping up, right? And here's a personal one. Last month, I decided to drive out early before the day even started. Guess where I'm headed? To watch the sunrise. I'll be honest, that alarm went off way too early, and I almost rolled back over, but I didn't. I drove, I sat, and I watched as the sky shifted into pinks and in oranges. It became one of my new non negotiables. You heard me right. I'm adding another non negotiable, and this is it. I'm not going to be doing this every day, but I'm going to really do it at least once every week or every 2 weeks because it grounds me. That's the beauty of small steps. They don't just clear clutter, they create moments of peace. So, why now matters? Well, let's see. Stanford University found that breaking big goals into smaller steps increases your chance of success by 65%. The Mayo Clinic tells us that low intensity of daily activities like walking or light tidying actually reduces stress hormones more effectively than the occasional intense workout, which means that yes, little by little isn't just easier, it's better for your body. And here's something that might surprise you. The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. That's 60 hours of wasted time on misplaced keys, remotes, or glasses. And also, on that note of misplaced keys, just know that my keys actually have an AirTag. But we're not going to go there. That's for a later date and another episode. Imagine that if you put 10 minutes a day towards putting things where they belong, how much time and frustration would you get back? And since it's October, let's talk seasonal clutter. Why not? The National Retail Federation says 69% of Americans decorate for Halloween. Are you part of that 69%? That means 69% of us also have what? Bins stuffed in garages, closets, or attics. And what if instead of tackling every decoration, you just pulled out one bin this weekend and asked, do I really love what's in here? Am I going to use it? Those typical questions. Is there anything broken? Is there anything that I didn't see from last year to this year? Am I changing my theme for the holidays? Fall itself reminds us that autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. And if the trees can release their leaves without fear, maybe we can let go of some clutter too. Just wanted to share that with you for a different perspective of thinking. Now, maybe you've learned of different organizing philosophies over the years. And I'll tell you this, at their core, many of them echo the same truth. Progress happens little by little. Marie Kondo asked us, does this spark joy? That's that one small decision at a time, item by item, step by step. Fly Lady says, set a timer for 15 minutes and just start. Don't wait until you can do it all. Do it for 15 minutes. That's little by little. And of course, there's my fresh start method: focus, release, ease, simplify, and thrive. It's all about creating rhythms that keep you moving steadily forward without burning out. So, whether it's the KonMari, Fly Lady, or the Fresh Start method, they all point to the same wisdom. Small steps change everything. So, here is your challenge for this week. You ready? Pick one small area. Commit to 10 minutes a day. It could be that single bin. It could be that Halloween bin. It could possibly be maybe even Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Halloween, then skip over it and just go straight to Thanksgiving. No marathon sessions, no waiting for the perfect weekend. Just 10 to 15 minutes can make a difference. And if you want accountability, share it with me. I'd love to see your progress and celebrate with you. So, as we celebrate episode 180, I want to share a few wins that remind me why little by little works. A garage cleared box by box, a digital library trimmed by thousands of photos, a family who turned 15 minutes on a Sunday into a calmer Mondays. None of these were massive overhauls, they were just tiny steps done consistently. And the same is true here with this podcast. Episode 1 was me, nervous, recording in my closet. Yes, you heard me right, hoping someone would listen. Now, 180 episodes later, here we are together. Not because of one giant leap, but because of showing up little by little, week after week. Mother Teresa once said, "Be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strengths lie." That's the real celebration today. It's not the milestone number, but the reminder that steady steps add up in your home, your routines, your life, and yes, even in this podcast. So here's how I want you to celebrate episode 180 with me. Take one small step each day this week. And don't forget, the October challenge calendar is still available in the show notes just to download. It's filled with simple daily prompts to keep you moving through the season. Hope you print it out. Check it out. Friends, thank you for being here. Whether you're brand new or you've been with me since the very beginning, this milestone belongs to all of us. That's it for this week. Remember, with steady steps, you can create a home and life you truly love. Here's to the next 180.